Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Alec Garza, and for the record, if there was a pet cemetery near my house, I would definitely use it to bring back this good old boy, Buddy, right here. He's my dog, and he's the best. Very chill. Love him. Great actor too. Look at him. Just doing his thing. Thanks for being a part of this review. Now back to Pet Sematary. So Pet Sematary is a horror film based off a novel written by Stephen King, and it's a remake of the movies that came out in the 80s and 90s. Those movies were actually terrible, and this one's a lot better, thankfully. But it's still not that great in my eyes. Out of all the horror films I've seen lately, it is kind of mediocre and in the middle. It is not too great, but it's not too awful. When I left the theater, I wasn't angry, but I wasn't fully satisfied. And I'll get into those reasons right now, starting with the cons. One of my biggest problems with this film is the CGI that they use when they're actually at the cemetery. Like, I don't understand whose idea it was to create a fake looking set with green screens all around for the pet cemetery. Like, the cemetery is such a huge deal, and you think that would be a great opportunity to add atmosphere and to add like a horrific place that you're just like, whoa, that's crazy if that really exists. But it doesn't really exist because it's all behind green screen and inside of a studio, and you can really tell. Like, the jump is tremendous, and it really took me out of the film and soured my eyes just looking at it. Another thing I did not like was how slow the movie was. It takes about an hour to get to the main thing of the film, the main parts. And once it does get to that part, it ends very abruptly and doesn't spend enough time there, and doesn't spend enough time fleshing out the atmosphere, fleshing out the mythology and the lore behind Pet Sematary. It's very contained with this family, and there's a lot of stuff that just happens with a few characters. So those are my quick 3 problems with the film. The CGI was unbearable. The drag from the beginning to when it actually starts to hit the climax was long and featured a cat. Like, the movie's basically about a cat for the first hour, and I just didn't get a lot out of it. And I think I didn't get a lot of it because I've already seen the old movies and I already knew what the story was about. So if you have no idea what Pet Sematary is about, you might enjoy this a little bit more. Or if you don't know what it's about and you don't know that it's a Stephen King story, then you might not like it at all, depending if you like Stephen King or not, because it's definitely a Stephen King story. But having said that, there are some things I like about the film. I did enjoy the acting. I did enjoy some of the effects. There is a scene where they bamboozle you. If you have seen the originals, they bamboozle you by making you think this one scene's gonna happen, but it doesn't, and I really enjoyed that. That was cool. The other things I liked was the child actress. She was really scary and believable. All the actors were actually believable, but I felt like their characters were just missing something to make me feel more for them and to feel sorry for them. There are some scenes where I feel sorry for them, but there are not enough scenes to impact me to really walk away from this film thinking about it. It's kind of forgettable, and that's why I give it a 5 out of 10. It's very mediocre. It's not a movie you really need to see. It's not something I can rave about, and it's not something I can just bash. But I will say my lasting memory of it was just an abrupt, dumb ending that made me not feel like this movie needed to be made. And that's my review of Pet Sematary. Please like, subscribe, and share. My name is Alec Garza. Shazam movie review is coming up next. But until then, have a great day, and cheers.